Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Jordan and welcome to a very exciting announcement video that I am launching a Patreon. I cannot wait to give you all of the details. If you're not familiar with Patreon, it is a platform separate from YouTube that allows creators to post content that patrons have to pay to access. It's basically a bonus level of content that you can access from your favorite creators and compensate them for that time that goes into creating that content. Creators are in charge of setting their own monthly rates and are in charge of delivering whatever it is that they're choosing to deliver for that rate. There are different tiers and benefits available for each tier, and I will go into all of that. But first, I want to make kind of the general disclaimer that a lot of people have Patreon accounts. A lot of book creators have Patreons. I am under no delusion that every viewer has to be subscribed to every person's Patreon. That is absolutely not feasible and it's not expected. People have Patreon communities for different reasons. Everyone offers things that are a little bit different. So please do not feel pressured to join mine if you're not interested or you don't think it's worth your money. I completely understand that everybody's circumstances and preferences are different. And for the record, my regular booktube content will remain the same, intentionally so. The Patreon is going to feature new and slightly different content. That being said, the reason I am creating my Patreon now and I'm so excited about it is because my life so far in 2023 has been pretty crazy. My family moved several hours away. I've been traveling a good amount. I have a family with a husband and 2 young toddlers. So it's crazy, and yet I've been able to maintain a pretty consistent weekly upload schedule, and I've been reading the number of books that I'm comfortable and want to be reading. And I'm really happy with all of that as my baseline. But now that I'm getting settled into this house and as we're going into fall and winter, I'm realizing that I have the bandwidth and the capacity to start offering more. And so I'm excited to be doing that on Patreon. Second reason is my channel is growing, and I have seen a lot of other creators that I follow have really good luck and talk super highly of the close-knit smaller communities that they're able to foster within Patreon. I love the idea of having a closer knit group of supporters that I can go to with questions about my content or for guidance, and just sharing things a little bit more personal than I want to share just with the overall internet. And thirdly, like I mentioned, my Patreon will feature content that is intentionally different than what I do here on BookTube. It's important to me that my regular content doesn't change, but also it's not recommended if you want to start creating content that's a little bit different from the niche you've developed to do it on a separate channel or a separate platform, so that my regular viewers, if they don't want to see it, they don't have to see it, and I won't be clogging up my regular channel with more personal behind the scenes type content, and only the people who actually want to see that will be the ones accessing it. So all of those reasons are important to me. Hopefully they make sense to you. Let's go ahead and get into the different tiers that I am offering and what the perks of my Patreon are. As an overarching goal, I am keeping my Patreon very, very simple. I am only offering 2 tiers, and I am going to keep the content onto just Patreon and YouTube. So you don't have to join a Discord server or any other platform that you might not be as familiar with. That is one, to keep it simple, like I mentioned, but also because I'm part of a number of other Patreons and readathons and communities that are already on Discord. They're amazing. I personally don't need another one. You probably also don't need another one if you're involved in them. I don't want to step on toes of people who already have those Discord communities. It could be something for me to look into in the future if there really is demand for it, but for right now, I don't think it needs to be. So for now, just Patreon and YouTube. For my first tier, this tier I'm calling Work Spouse, which is a play on the work wife term, but gender inclusive. And this is for everyone who wants more productivity content and behind the scenes views and information about having a BookTube channel. If you join this tier, I will consider you my work spouse, and I'll go to you with questions and share or vent more than I would with just the general public. This tier will be $3 per month, and it will include the following benefits. The first is at least 1 monthly vlog featuring behind the scenes brainstorming and scheduling of my YouTube content, which does mean sneak peeks at what videos are coming ahead for the next month. They will include Plan With Me clips of updating my monthly paper planner, reorganizing my bookshelves and my TBR cart whenever I need to, going through NetGalley requests, and recent ARC approvals, and more. Anything that goes into planning and executing my BookTube content. My first behind the scenes content planning video for September is already up on Patreon, so if you sign up for this tier today, you will have automatic access to that. In addition, in this tier, I will also be hosting at least monthly Patreon only productivity sprints with the opportunity for patrons to join me on camera if you're interested. I thought this would be a really fun way to have actual face-to-face conversations with some of you that I don't know on that personal level, and maybe actually getting on camera when doing productivity sprints is something you've been interested in, but if you either don't have a YouTube channel or you're nervous about being on the actual internet, a small Patreon community is a little bit safer of a way to do so. I'll also be giving this tier voting power whenever I have questions about the content I'm creating. I will ask you, so that could be reading blog themes, book recommendations, posting schedules, etc. And lastly, in this Work Spouse tier, you will receive early access to any videos that I'm posting on YouTube as soon as they are ready. You don't have to wait for the regular scheduled upload day. Tier 2 of my Patreon is what I'm calling Sexy Baby. That is of course in reference to Taylor Swift's song Antihero, and this tier is for anyone who just wants more of me. In this tier, you'll get Patreon exclusive content focused on me and a behind the scenes look at my personal life. I will consider you my sexy baby, aka a family member that I can share more of my life with, including my house, my family, my routines, my non-bookish hobbies, and again, share and vent more than I would with just the general public. This tier will be $6 per month and includes all of the benefits of the first tier, as well as at least one monthly lifestyle vlog featuring things going on in my personal life, like seasonally decorating my house, going through my family's morning and night routines, clips from social events and other things I'm doing throughout the month, and more. Again, the first video for this tier is also already up. In that video, I clean and decorate my house for fall, so if you want access to that immediately, if you sign up today, it is there to view. Additionally, in this tier, I will be doing weekly coffee chat, like mini podcast episodes, which I thought would be a really fun way to have conversations on a weekly basis, sharing updates, what's going on in my life, and answering more personal Q&A questions that you might have for me. And then at least quarterly in this tier, but probably more like monthly, I will be doing live streams, probably more at nighttime, featuring cozy hobbies like doing puzzles, crafts, diamond painting, or movie watch for my patrons only, again with the opportunity to join me on camera if you choose to. As of now, my Patreon is intentionally not requiring any additional reading from me because, again, I don't want to take anything away from my booktube content. I also don't want to force myself to read more, but perks like buddy reads or exclusive book clubs would be something I would consider in the future if there was enough interest in it, but we will just have to see how the first few months go. I cannot wait to continue producing this bonus content, having another outlet for my creativity and, again, more of my personal life, and to just see how this little bonus community grows, get to know some of you on a more personal level. So the link to join, if you are interested, is in the description box below. Thank you so much for just considering it and for watching this video, hearing me describe it. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.